The National Assembly's public hearing rejected, decided not to pass the meeting item, the motion to arrest Democratic Party Assemblyman No Woon Ray. Assemblyman Rowe is suspected of accepting bribes of 60 million won to cover election-related costs for National Assembly members. However, the reason why the motion for arrest was held in the Assembly instead of an immediate arrest is because of the immunity from arrest, which means that members of the National Assembly who are in office are not arrested without the consent of the National Assembly. Like this, the Constitution guarantees several privileges to members of the National Assembly. Let's learn about them today. National Assembly members' immunity from arrest. A member of the National Assembly is exempt from being arrested while the Assembly is in session if it has given its consent, which is known as immunity from arrest. The session, that is, when the National Assembly is in session, must come to a close to hold a member of the Assembly responsible for breaking the law. However, the privilege does not apply even to a member of the National Assembly if they are caught red-handed at the crime scene. To arrest a member of the National Assembly during a session, the court must submit a request for the arrest consent to the government at a prosecutor's request. After receiving the request, the government must request the National Assembly for consent to arrest. Then, the National Assembly holds a meeting and votes, and if a majority of the members agree to the arrest, the court can issue a warrant to arrest the member in question. This immunity of arrest first became part of the law in England in 1603 and developed into the constitutions in each country by the U.S. Constitution. Korean Constitution also defines immunity from arrest to guarantee the National Assembly members a free execution of duties in the Congress. Contrary to its purpose, the system is sometimes abused to prevent the arrest of congresspeople accused of crimes. For example, the bulletproof National Assembly refers to the temporary session of the National Assembly held by the affiliated party to prevent the arrest of its member who is under investigation by the prosecution. Immunity of the National Assembly member. Immunity refers to the privilege of not being held accountable outside the National Assembly for what a member said and voted for in the Assembly. This privilege is also guaranteed by the Constitution and is also called freedom of speech and voting by members of the National Assembly. It prevents unreasonable interference from the executive government to ensure the independence of the National Assembly and allows its members to work freely. For example, members will not be punished even if their remarks are defamatory. This immunity was also first guaranteed in England through the British Bill of Rights in 1689. However, the immunity applies only to official statements and votes during the National Assembly. They will still be held accountable for words spoken outside the Assembly or acts of violence unrelated to duties even within the Assembly. Also, immunity does not apply to disciplining within the National Assembly or affiliated political parties. A member of the National Assembly has the right to be free from arrest during the current session so that they can be tried for their offenses when their term is out. However, the acts subject to immunity are not liable not only during the period of office but also after the end.